Welcome to NHL News Report, and I am doing a review of the trade deadline here. So I had to move the board over because the sun was right in the way. I want you to be able to see what I'm writing down. Let me make sure everything's focused. Yes, it is. So you see that kind of that line. It blurred out a lot of it. So this is what it is. So there's my two jerseys in the left-hand corner there. So there it is. But let's get into reviewing the trade deadline. These are not all the trades during the deadline. These are the main points of the deadline. And that's why I just wanted to show you. I need to hurt me now after sitting, kneeling on this concrete floor, but whatever now. I feel bad now. I'm just joking. So let's first start with a trade that you might have forgot about a little, and here we go, and that is Oilers versus in the Flyers. Make this trade. Oh, by the way, before I say anything, I forgot to tell you, a little asterisk in the corner, that means it's a conditional pick, okay? So, the Oilers and the Flyers do a trade, one of the bigger ones, in the beginning of this trade deadline. This is by, the dates from the beginning to all the way to the end that are the headlines of them. So, first of all, Stolarz goes from the Flyers to the Oilers, and the Flyers get Talbot, and that will be the 8th goalie. Beats franchise history, and the most goals played in one season. But, that is what it is right now, as you can see here, that, they get this, and it's a very good trade, I think, for both of them. I think Oilers actually got a pretty good trade out of this. I would say Peter Shirley would never be able to get this trade pulled off, but, Keith Gretzky was, so it was good by him. Alright, next we have is the Bruins and the Wild. This was like the first, whoa, first trade here. I was like, oh my goodness. And that is the Bruins and the Wild. So the Bruins get Charlie Coyle for youngster Ryan Donato in a 5th round pick. Ryan Donato really couldn't fit in this year. I don't know why. 9 points in like 30 games, He's very young. He's, I don't know, in his 20s. Very young. Early 20s. And, he needed to play change up. So Coyle, they want someone to be good now. And they're giving up a lot of the future last couple of years. But right now it's a good trade for the Bruins. But later might bite them in that later. But Coyle's 26, so he's still in that early age too. Next we have is, after that we're like, now it's the Blue Jackets. That was the biggest. You were like, that Bruins and Wild one, that wasn't as bad. No, it wasn't after you see this one. The Blue Jackets and the Senators trade off on that Friday before into the weekend onto Monday there of the trade deadline. And this was on that Friday. And the Columbus Blue Jackets acquire Matt Duchene and Bergman. He was okay. Bergman, you know what I mean? He's okay. He was okay in the AHL with the Senators there, but he was not the best with the Belford Senators, but he was okay. Just put him in there for a player to give away. And the Senators get back a playoff, Josh Davison, a 2019 and a 2020 first-round pick, and both of them are conditional, as you can see there. The playoff, they really like a lot, and Davison is a young guy, so they really want to get those first rounds too. Yeah, so let's go on to the next one, and the Senators again make a big trade again and again. There's a couple of small trades between each one of these trades, because that's just what it is. I'm not going to write it all down. This whole basement will probably be filled with it. No, I'm joking. That's a little exaggerated. But, the Blue Jackets get Ryan Dzingel, so Dzingel and Duchene know each other, so they'll be very good for each other. And a 7th round pick. For Anthony Duclair, that played okay with the Blue Jackets, better than last year with Chicago Blackhawks and the Arizona Coyotes, right? Split time now. But, and they get a second, 2 seconds. One in 2020 and one in 2021. So, those are basically, I guess that was pretty even for them. But, Blue Jackets are going out there and trying to really show that we're going to win now. Now, and now. That's what they're saying. Next we have is the Stars and the Rangers here. Stars get Zuccarello, perfect fit here, absolutely. It's kind of like a Radulov fit. You get them on the second line or the first line. Radulov's on the first line. So I'll move Zuccarello down to the second line. He'll help him so much. He scored in Chicago, and then after he scored, he got injured. 4 weeks out, and that's going to hurt them. But, hey, for the playoffs, he'll be good. And it's 30% retained salary for the rest of the year. Second and a third, those are conditional. I know one, you get past the second round, it becomes, I don't know, a second, I think, or I forget. So, one of those. Next, I think the second and the third are conditional. Yeah, it's both are. Next we have is the Ducks and the Sabres. The Ducks acquire Guo and a first round pick, conditional. Either it's gonna be San Jose's or Sabres' own. Okay. And the Sabres get Montour. I think, Ducks are saying we need to rebuild and get this team younger and, win. And that's what you just saw in that trade to indicate that, and you just saw it right there. So, Montour is part of the Buffalo Sabres, and Bob Murray said, I think that's a pretty good trade to get Guo back, and he will help us in the future. And a first-round pick will help him out, too. Next is the San Jose Sharks. The Sharks got Nyquist for a second and a third. Red Wings were hoping to get a first and a prospect. As you can see here, that did not work out as planned. But they want to get rid of him so they get a second or third. At least they get draft picks without losing him, right? He absolutely played fantastic this year. Really showed that he can play. And the San Jose are just stacked up front, stacked on Dean, stacked on goaltending. So they are a contender, definitely. Even when they got Eric Carlson, that pushed them over to be a contender. This even makes it even better. Alright, the Rangers and the Jets. Jets are really looking for that centerman or a good player to help them out, like Paul Stastny did last year. And the Jets do the same thing of getting just like they did that good move they did with Paul Stastny. This time they are getting Kevin Hayes from the Rangers, a very good, even better than Paul Stastny, a very good center. Play on that second line center, move down a little to the third, and then fourth, you can do whatever you want. Lowry there too. Brendan Lemieux, a great young player, and a 2019 first, and a 2020 fourth pick. Both are conditional there too. Very good trade for the Jets, and a great trade for these Rangers to really get those stock up on those first round picks, and get Lemieux to be a young player to really play for these Rangers. Next is Colorado and the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers get a third round pick, and Crassard goes back the other way for a 6th round pick. Now I remember this condition this time. The 6th round pick condition is if Crassard signs with the Colorado Avalanche, that 6th round pick goes back the other way, back to Florida. Just to tell you that one. And I think, Crassard scored the other night, first game as an Av, and look at that. Maybe he'll be better there, He didn't ever fit in with the Penguins, never fit short-term with these Panthers, maybe Colorado. I always liked him when he was a Ranger or Ottawa Senator. Absolutely played fantastic. And then when he went to Penguins, he was kind of like, well, I'm not that second-line center. I like to be a second-line center. That's his job, not a third-line center. And that's what happened. Next we have is the Wild in Nashville. Nashville get Granlund, fantastic pickup for them. And the Wild get Kevin Fiala, a good left winger, younger, but Granlund's still on the younger side. But who's the better player? Granlund. Nashville wins this one. But I feel like Wild did get a good player back as Fiala. But Nashville, totally I felt like won this trade fair and square. Next is Ottawa, the biggest trade, Ottawa and the Golden Knights. You know that Columbus won the trade deadline, but this trade won all the trades, okay? Even though Vegas didn't win the trade deadline, they won one of the trades. And that is Mark Stone and Lindbergh going to Vegas, and Ottawa giving up Oscar Lindbergh, and Tobias Lindbergh is the other one going back to Vegas. So Oscar Lindbergh's going to Ottawa. Brandstrom, a highly drafted defenseman prospect from Vegas. It was 3. Okay, number 1, it was Cody Glass. They still have him. Number 2 was Nick Suzuki. He's from Montreal with the trade of Pacioretty. And number 3 was Brandstrom. Now they only have 1, and that's Cody Glass. And that's the last one. that's good in that draft class. 2020 second round pick here, they also give up. I think Peter Doyle was saying first, and then Jordan Field was like second. First. Oh, just 5 minutes, fine. Second. Boom. All right, we have the answer. I'm happy with that. Boom, boom, boom. And next we have is Nashville and Philly. I felt like they weren't going to trade him. I'm like, oh no, it's not going to be much time. And then they did. And it was a good trade by these Philadelphia Flyers to get something for him. Philadelphia gets Hartman and a 2020 second, fourth round pick, conditional awesome, for Simmons. And Simmons will be fantastic for him. That gritty guy they need. He has a lot of miles on him. He's 30 years old, up at the end of the year. But I'm going to say this one thing. He is going to help you be that James Neal they lost a couple years ago that they badly need bad. And they got him back. Perfect fight by the Nashville Predators. Having Simmons, having Granlund now, and Boyle. Who forgot about Boyle, right? You can't forget about Boyle, who's playing outstanding with these Nashville Predators too. And he's 34. How you like that, right? So, last one I'd like to go over here is Boston and New Jersey. The last really good trade, and then there was a couple small minor trades from Winnipeg. They made like 3-4 at the end there, straight. So this is the last good one, and then the video's end, right? So Boston gets Marcus Johansson, 40% retained, and the New Jersey Devils gets a 2019 second round pick and a 2020 fourth round pick. And those are not conditional. And I think, New Jersey's like, give us the draft picks, please. And we're going to do much better next year. Rebuild ourselves. And, Johansson up at the end of the year. All right, we'll do the retained and all that. That's good. That's what we're getting back a second and fourth. All right, let's do it. And that actually boosted Boston. They wanted one more guy before, they had Coyle. Okay, we have Coyle. But they wanted one more guy. You know what I mean? That one more guy, and that's Marcus Johansson, the guy. They were looking for that guy. We're like, Mark Stone? No. Duchesne? No. They have to give a lot up. They're more of young players. Not worth it. And they only had to give up a second and fourth. Hey, that's pretty good for Johansson, I gotta say. So thank you for watching. Like the video. Ding the bell. Subscribe, comment, share. And let me know in the comments below what you think. Oh, one last thing. Columbus, Ottawa, Rangers, and Vegas are the ones who really won this trade deadline. I would say very good by them. You know what I mean? Absolutely fantastic. There some teams like Chicago, Lightning, who stand pat, and Islanders, who stand pat. Nope, I'm not doing anything. Lightning didn't have to do anything, literally. I wouldn't do anything. Islanders, they said, we're going to keep you the same. They gave them that confidence. Bailey Trotz talked to them after the trade deadline, said, you're all good, guys. You're fantastic. We're not going to do anything because you're an absolutely fantastic team. And that boosts the spirits of these players, too. And the other one was Chicago. I don't think they really could get a good trade off. They're probably like, let's just try to go for it. You know what I mean? And probably during the offseason and do some moves. So thank you for watching. Like the video. Ding the bell, subscribe, comment, share for my second time saying this. And see you next video. Bye.